Okay, everyone, so welcome again to another one of our lessons for computer related topics. And for today, I just want to play around with GIMP. This is a free open source software that you can use for photo editing. The good thing about this is that it's for free. Again, as I've said to my students, it's for free, it's open source, you don't have to pay any monthly dues for using it. So now we can actually use this for removing the background of an image, and we can make it transparent or place the image in another background and so on. And there are a lot of features of GIMP that you can already maximize for photo editing, even improving the quality of the photo. But for now, for this session, I will just be teaching you on how we can go and remove this white background here and make the photo transparent. So the first thing that we would want to do will be to go down here on the right section, and you would see that there's a duplicate of the layer, and we would want to duplicate the layer that we have here. And I'm going to hide this image. So just in case that I would need to use the original background here, I will still be or original image here, I will still be able to edit it, or I will still be able to recover it. So now I'm going to change the name of this, and then I'm just going to call this rod profile. You can actually do this by double clicking on the layer that we have just recently created. And then what we would want to do here would be to go to this paths tool to create and edit the paths. So we would want to go, and now the thing that I'm doing here is I'm pressing on the control key on the keyboard, and I'm using the scroll button on the mouse on of the scroll button on my mouse. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to get to the area here from that I'm comfortable already. Now what I'm going to do, I'm just going to press on the right sorry, it should be left mouse button, and then select each of the, or we will be selecting the image from the parts of the image. As you can see here, I can close in or zoom in. I am selecting the path for the part of the image that I would want to keep, and later on we will learn how we can go and try to remove the background. So you can go and scroll up and down by just using the scroll button on your mouse. And if you want to zoom in, zoom out, again, that will be through you pressing on the control key or control button on your keyboard. Now you would see here, let me just go up here. If there are some curves here, as we can see the ear has a curve, you can actually create a curve here by holding on the left mouse button and then dragging until the line has adapted to the curve that you need for selecting the ear. Now, one thing that you will need to do is to select again this line here, this line that we will be using for continuing with our selection. So what you will need to do is to press on the control keyboard and then select on the square here and then drag back to the circle here so that you can go and start your selection again from the path. Okay, so this is how I usually do my process. It's a bit time consuming, I know, but I won't be doing it too meticulously for this session. Just so that you would see here that it's quite, if you're really meticulous and you really want to, and if you make a mistake, like for example this one, you can just press on the control plus Z combination, key combination, so at least you will be able to go and um, undo your selection. Now going back here, and then let's slowly, again, I'm going to create a curve here, or let's say a curve shape, and I'm going to select box so that I can drag it back to the center. Let's move up here. So I'm just going to be quick here. And just at least it will not be too time consuming. Okay. So let me just move here. Then down. Let me just close up. And Control Z. Then here I can go and select from here and then create a curve here. Then go down. Zoom in. Oops, Control Z. Go down here. Zoom out. Just go here. We're almost done here. So let's go down here. Just drag this here. Now, at the last selection of the path here, from where we started, we will need to press on the Control key and then the left mouse button so that it will close the selection. Okay, let me just undo that first. You can see here that we can still make some selection here. And there you go. Now that we are done with that, what we would want to do is to select from path. And then right click this and add an alpha channel so that it will be transparent once we try to press on the delete key. But before we press on the delete key, we have to invert selection and then press on the delete key. Now you would see once I try to select none, oops, let me just undo this. Yes, that's select none. And now what I want to do here is to go to our brush tool here. And if I want to go and change the foreground color here to blue, or the background to blue, let me just select a color here. I'm going to use the background blue here to go and, sorry, it's the background color here. It should be the foreground color. If you can see here the blue color in front, that's the foreground color fill, and the white color box here, that's the background color fill. So what you will just need to do is to go and select the foreground or background color, or you can switch them, okay, by using this arrow here, or you can just go back to the default foreground and background colors here. Okay, so that's how you can actually change the background color of your photo. And you can even now go and use this photo. Let's say if you want to crop it, let me just crop the image that we have here. Press enter, and then what you want to do is to save it as a PNG file. So let me just say here photo-1.jpg or PNG, so that we can use this once we try to go and, okay, now let's say you would want to go and open a new photo. Let me just go down to my desktop and look for my wallpapers here. Let me look for a photo that I would want to play around with for this example. Here, my drawings. And there we go. Now, what I want to do next is to go to my, let me just open my file here. And now, I do have here my file. So you would see here the photo-1. I'm going to go and drag that here. And now you would see that my image, and I can reposition that, is now part of the is now on top of the theme that we have here. I can try to go and scale the image down. So let's just testing things out here how big this will be. I'm sorry, it should not be scale the image, but it should be the scale tool here. That's what we're going to be using. Sorry for that, because it's the full image that will be scaled down. So now I have my photo here and together with my drawings, and I was able to remove the white background um, in the original photo that we have made or we have edited from here. Okay, so that will be all for this session, and thank you and see you on our next lesson.